Alright. So I'm just getting used to streaming here. But today I'm going to be playing a game from the Capcom Beat-em-up Bundle, which is pretty fun. So I've tried Final Fight a few times as I've been experimenting, getting used to streaming, and last time I recorded I felt like there were some audio issues. So I'll come back to playing Final Fight again, maybe with co-op with a family member or something. But today I'm going to try a different game. I'm going to try Armored Warriors. So here we go. So, King of Dragons looks pretty cool too. So we're going to do Armored Warriors. This is a pretty cool game here. I've only just tested very briefly before. That looks pretty fun. Whoa, that's going too fast for me. I can't read all that. I was thinking to myself whether any of the frame rate was going by quicker because of maybe some of the settings I have for streaming. I don't know. We'll have to see. It does look like it's moving kind of fast. Alright. So I have my frame rate here. This does feel like it's going really fast. Okay, I'm gonna pause it for a second. Ask ChatGPT about this. I don't have any viewers, so this isn't gonna bother anybody, I'm sure. I'm taking a pause. So I am live streaming here on YouTube and playing the Capcom Beat-em-up Bundle. I think I kind of noticed that everything seems to be moving really fast. The text in the beginning, maybe the frame rate has sped up. I wonder, does this have anything to do with using OBS to live stream that maybe it's speeding up the frame rate?
That's an interesting little quirk. Sometimes OBS can indeed cause things to run a bit fast if the frame rate settings don't quite match up with the game, or if there's a discrepancy in how the game is being captured. It might just be that the bundle is running a bit quicker due to how OBS is handling the frame timing. What you can do is check your OBS video settings and make sure that base and output frame rates are set to a stable number, like if they're near 60 FPS, and that the game itself isn't running at some higher internal frame rate that's being misread. Also, double check that you're not using any kind of variable frame rate setting that might be causing the game to speed up. But if it's just a minor speed up and everything else looks fine, that'll be a big deal. Sometimes retro games actually look kind of fun a little faster. But yeah, definitely just peek at your OBS frame rate settings and your game settings, and that should help keep things consistent.
Alright, let's just check this real quick.
Absolutely. Just give it a quick check.
Alright, controller settings. Okay, streaming settings. Stream. Video. Okay, 30 frames per second. Alright. I have the bit rate up. So the bit rate is at 5,000. Could that be causing anything with the stream? just go through this. Hopefully I can edit it later. Alright, I'm gonna test out another game for a sec. See final fight. Okay. So that's moving at a normal speed, it seems. Alright. Let's try Armored Warriors again. I don't know if it feels any slower to me. I mean, I guess watching the time go down, the flashing and everything, looks a little more normal. Yeah, even the mouths moving here, I felt like before it was blinking really fast. Yeah, this does feel a little different. I don't know, maybe it's in my head. Alright, let's try this out. Yeah, this does feel different to me. Yeah, I love the pixel art in this. Alright. Area 1 clear. Hold it, cyber sleazers. Yeah, that text in the beginning moved too fast. I couldn't really read it, but I think it's you're fighting an alien species, trying to take over the world, or you're fighting over a planet. Ooh, got torn apart. Alright. Come on. I don't even know what all these moves do. Maybe this is just a move, kind of like in the Final Fight game, where you have kind of a move that just kind of attacks all sides of you. So if you're being swarmed, you can kind of clear that up and get some space. I'll withdraw for now. Stands in the way our army will be crushed mercilessly. Alright, so we're being attacked on Earth. Yeah, so I guess it's just two different planets going head to head. Win back. I don't know, I don't think I've gotten this far. I think I only played that first level. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. So I can pick up pieces from destroyed robots to use their weapons. Yeah, I like all the detail of this. You know, even though this is pretty retro, I'm not sure what systems this was on, if it was just in the arcades, but sometimes it's surprising to see, like, the Super Nintendo or some of these different consoles that, you know, because I was born in the 90s and some of my first experiences with video games were with the PlayStation and N64 and Game Boy Color and stuff, and so kind of felt like that was I didn't really get to see the gaming before that. So you'd assume when you think of the Super Nintendo or the NES as being kind of lower quality in the graphics, where I guess you'd kind of imagine it being like Pong or something really simple, like Space Invaders or something. But yeah, there were some games that had really good pixel art, 2D pixel art. Okay. Come on. Damn. I'm getting used to the controls here. So jumping, oh cool. Homing missiles. Kind of going through different stages really fast in this. Alrighty. Ooh. This one I have to hurry. It's a time attack. Alright, come on, let's go. So I guess I just have to destroy everything as quick as I can. Ooh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool, being able to kind of take on these other pieces, upgrade. Ooh, what about that? There's the drill arm, that's pretty cool. Okay. So was this like a bonus stage, or? We're underwater now. do I defend? Just, I have to jump? That's kind of cool. So when I jump, does that hurt people too? Oh, cool. So it lets me change. Come on. Take this guy out. Use my missiles. Oh no. Yeah. I don't even know what a lot of these items that I'm picking up do. Okay, enemy units gathered in the scrapworks in Los Angeles. Red Shield, pursue and destroy them. These reinforcements, Red Shield, switch shooting mode, and blow them away. Roger, Burns. I don't know about this new setting. Ooh, okay. So, do I only shoot downward, or can I kind of adjust the height of the gun? Yeah, so I guess I'm just shooting as many as I can. Ooh. Nice. Dang. These tiny little guys that get just obliterated, little soldiers. Yeah, so this is Capcom, but it definitely reminds me a lot of Metal Slug. You know, those little scenes where you get in the tank and stuff. It's cool. Kind of curious about how to play. Oh yeah, so this definitely has more you know, variety of moves that you can use versus Final Fight. Final Fight just has basically jump and punch, you know, but this is kind of cool. Super Mega Crush. Alright. Let's go. I'm gonna pick this one this time. I wonder what the differences are between each character's like strengths and weaknesses. Kind of changes the playing experience. Energy. I could use some of that. So Final Fight has about 6 levels. And 3 different characters you could play. One is fast and kind of doesn't do as much damage. Then Cody is the balance in between. And then Hagar is strong but slow. So with these 4 different characters, I wonder what the differences are. Steamroller. So far, I wonder if this character is more mobile than the other ones, because it feels like I'm maneuvering around this character a little easier. Electric. Nice. Yeah. Feels like this character is easier to maneuver. It might feel like the more mobile I am, that's better for my playstyle. Ooh. No. That's a pretty good move. It seems like my health goes down pretty quick. This character. No. Alright. I'm gonna try the first guy again. Yeah, so this game looks really nice and it's kind of fun with all the different things. It is a little bit busy and kind of hard to tell at times what's going on. And a lot of the items I pick up, I'm not really sure what they do. You know, obviously the things where it's like a sub-weapon, you know, that makes sense. You get new abilities. Okay. and stinks. This is cool. Oh. Okay. See what this does. Yeah, laser blade. Ah. Oh, now I'm floating. Ooh, what's this now? Dang, alright. It's different. Huh. Not sure how it changes. My face is kind of itchy today. Yeah, so I make animation and music, and this is something else I just decided to start doing, is playing video games, but I'm interested in doing different live streams of me working on my creative process. It's a little motivating at times when you have other people that could be tuning in. It's hard to spend a lot of time working on creative projects, but I think it could be more fun for me to, you know, have some people check it out. And I like going to coffee shops and stuff to work on projects and have the potential of socializing as well, so I'm not just home alone. I like all the different environments and stuff too. This is good, pretty inspiring. So, those of you who may have seen, I have I worked on an animated music video recently for Marshall Hamburger in a video game style. So I've been learning more about pixel art. Been using the software Sprite to make pixel art for that music video. It's been pretty cool. And I learned a whole lot when I took on the project. It took me about a month and a half to complete, and I even used Godot game engine to complete some of the different parts of the music video. The choruses have Marshall's character moving through a stage, side-scrolling stage. And so I took the sprites and all my assets and put them into Godot and had him be able to move through the stage. Ooh, okay, that's cool. Flamethrower. Yeah, this is pretty cool, but doesn't seem like it really has the ability to change the difficulty level. And so far, it seems overall like this little areas are very short, and I'm kind of just mashing buttons and moving around. And I guess the same thing would happen in Final Fight, but at least kind of moving around. And this is so kind of fast-paced that I feel like I'm not really thinking. I'm just moving and punching buttons. Well, in Final Fight, you know, I would be moving around, but maybe trying a variety of moves. Ooh. Come on. Yeah. So, another game I like is Gunstar Superheroes for the Game Boy Advanced. I got that recently. That's been pretty fun. So I'm interested in trying to make more video games myself. Alright. Let's go with the red player again. Glodia. Ooh. What's the hat for? Maybe it's just points. Memory card. Ooh, okay, yeah, let's get in that. Haha. That's cool. Some energy. Ooh, come on. Nice. Some type of scorpion. And yeah, this is cool, you know, the different look of the robot, but again, I'm not sure if, you know, my technique for fighting this versus any other robot is any different. You know, it's kind of nice when you have variety and have to change up your play style in order to defeat different bosses. So in Final Fight, there was a few different guys that maybe moved faster, had a gun, and so you would have to maneuver around in order to get to them. And some of the kind of taller guys, Andore Jr., who, I forget what his name is in Street Fighter, but it seemed like some of those taller characters you had to kind of maybe jump kick them in the face in order to take them down. But then again, I'm thinking about the purpose of a lot of these games in the past, it's probably, you know, just having a fun arcade game that people would spend coins on. So you see the splashy game, and we'll probably get a lot of people wanting to play it just because of, you know, how it looks and the fun of the robots, you know, to make it. It didn't really need to be very, I guess, complex or sophisticated with the players and stuff. Let's try this guy again. The gameplay. You know, you have cool robots and fire, and so that was the selling point of it. I wonder, so when he changes colors, I wonder what that means. So it took me about an hour to finish the final fight. wonder how long this one will take. Oop. Got turned around. Railroad in Flames. Okay. Ooh. It's always fun to see the differences in different kinds of games, and there's so many games that I've never heard of, you know, and played, like, you know, I'm of course familiar with Street Fighter and Metal Slug and stuff, but it's cool to see games like this too. Yeah, Metal Slug and Street Fighter were more of that kind of 2D versus fighter or platformer, but we have a little bit more of a higher, you know, different planes that you can go up and down like this instead of it just being completely, you know, side plane, side-scrolling platformer. The Simpsons arcade, I remember being pretty good. Have to try that again sometime. Ooh, I like that one. Boom. Getting a lot of ideas here for if I were to make my own game, what I could do. Colors of the blasts and get that energy. Ooh, yeah. Maybe I should try this. Pick that up. Huh? Missed out. Yeah, I started, as I said, I create animation and I enjoy watching some of like the retro 70s anime like Gundam and 80s stuff, Saint Seiya and all that, Fist of the North Star. So that's been kind of fun checking out. I'd recommend other people check it out too, if you're curious. No! Alright. About 40 minutes in now. Let's go with the red again. Or orange. this blade here, too. I'm noticing there's like different moves, like maybe in the middle of my combo if I switch buttons. Looks like there's some new moves that appear. No! That was quick. Is this, one of the main bad guys here? I'm not really aware of how far am I into the game. Is this the final fight? I'd imagine the final fight for this would be like in the stars or something. Super epic. Alright, come on, let's do this. Bam. Yeah. Okay, so this is one I'm just blasting stuff. Okay, let's do this. I haven't tried many of those, you know those other games that are kind of like a space shooter, where it's more vertical, and you're moving through things. Okay, I'm getting used to... Okay, I'm starting to get it. Forgot that I was timed. Come on, let's do this. This guy. Get some energy. No. Dead. Oh, come on. Yeah, that drill is probably pretty good. Makes me think of Gurren Lagann, then Lagann. No! Wow. Yeah. Let's go with this one. So it feels like this game is now starting to feel a little more challenging, where I might have to start thinking more instead of just mashing buttons. Ooh. finding some of the other characters' attacks might be... Like, this feels pretty good, the way he does this attack. He has a little more range. Come on. No! Alright. Let's try a different character. Let's go with yellow. Two against one. That's not fair. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm going down a lot quicker. Heavy machine gun. What? Come on, I can do this. I'm running out of time. Alright, let's do blue again. Guy's almost down. How do I handle this guy? Oh, there we go. There we go. He's going down soon. Go. Yes, finally. Capture. Alright, we need to save some Earthlings that are hold prisoner on Raya. Raya? Alright, let's go. We're about 15 minutes in now. I wonder how long this game is. So I think for this game, ways that I would maybe adjust it to make it more fun for me is if, you know, there were maybe fewer enemies, but each enemy you know, each enemy has more health and has maybe a specific way that they need to be defeated. Because part of it is that if there were fewer enemies, then, you know, I wouldn't just be running around the stage mashing buttons as much. I would kind of notice the scenery and the differences in characters. And yeah, I guess it's cool from the beginning being able to choose different characters and different playstyles. But yeah, even some of these extra different items that you get, sometimes I don't really notice the differences between them. So getting a chance to really enjoy the different items would be cool. And unlocking different characters and things would be cool. Like in Metal Slug, there were times where oh, okay, so they're taking humans and they're turning them into cyborgs. So all those humans that I've been crushing have been Earthlings turned into Ryans. Yeah, but just for an arcade game, there probably isn't any need to have so much detail. You know, is it just a fun, quick play in an arcade where you just spend coins and have fun with a friend? Alright, so let's go with red again. There we go. Alright, so these are all humans turned cyborgs I'm just running over. Yes. Burn you up. Burning up! Burning up! That. Yeah, I like this move too with the spikes. Yeah, there's some, you know, when there's so many different robots on here, it just is kind of hard to see what's going on. Yeah, so I've been watching a bit of Asmongold, and it's an interesting thing to think about, is talking about how certain games and bosses can be more of a fun experience or not, depending on how you, well, for example, like dragons and stuff and giant characters where you're mostly just focusing the camera on their feet the entire time. So that kind of affects the enjoyment factor of the game. So that's an interesting thing to consider when designing a game. This would be kind of... This has good potential to be like an anime or something. Maybe they have made something out of it. And yeah, I think this game has a lot of potential to be, you different things that could be done with it, built upon. Wonder if they made any sequels or 3D versions of this. But maintaining some of the color and stylization, I think, would be important to do. Sometimes they make new versions of games and they make them kind of gritty and super realistic and everything, which, you know, I feel like maintaining some of this colorful style would be cool. Ooh, 2 steamrollers. Okay. Yeah, being able to maneuver is definitely easier in this game than Final Fight. Okay, we're about 57 minutes in. Yeah. I think I'm starting to get better at this. So yeah, I haven't played video games in quite a while. I'm just starting to get back into it. I guess part of what's interested me is the learning a bit about Godot, the gaming engine to make my own games and stuff, has made it a little more fun to get into, and nostalgia of playing like the Game Boy Color and maybe even the DS and Game Boy Advanced and stuff. Seems cool. Bam. Going down. Oh, no! Come on. I like the way red looks the best. It's kind of hard to tell which characters actually play better, you know, or if it's just, you know, what I visually see is affecting how I think they play. The yellow one seems to move around pretty good. Whoa, that was quick. I'm gonna start needing some help here. Need to call my brother up to play co-op with me on this game. Alright, come on. Bam. But yeah, either way, you know, some of the things that I've been saying about this, it is still like a fun, you know, in this Capcom bundle, it's really cool to have all the variety of all these games that could have been pretty hard to get your hands on playing anywhere else. And the music too, being able to enjoy the music. Come on, pick it up. There we go. Come on. Come on! Ooh. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that was a special move I've never used before. Alright, so let's go with red. Almost done with these dudes. There we go, yeah. So when I press jump and main attack, I get this move, which I have not been taking advantage of. I probably should. But then to do the super move with whatever sub-weapon you have is the jump and sub-weapon. So I guess there's main weapon, which on the Xbox controller. Jump is A, X is main weapon. So pressing those together, you get this. And then to do the super special with the sub-weapon is jump and sub-weapon, which is A and B at the same time. Yeah. Boom. Mission complete. So after this is done, I'm gonna get some food after this. So I save the civilians. I can't be defeated by you. I'm the strongest, the most powerful cyborg known. How can I have been defeated by mere humans like you? Nice. So I think he was the leader. So did I beat the game? I rescued the humans. Ooh, they're trying to escape in deep space. Oh, final mission. I knew it. Yep, this is cool. Okay, so in outer space. This is where it all happens. So yeah, working with pixel art animation, you know, is a bit different than animating, you know, using the digital brushes at high resolution. But it's kind of fun, you know, because a lot of these different animations you can just create and refine over time, reusing assets. And in animation, you know, there's a lot of times where you're getting different angles and different expressions and acting and all this stuff, but in video games, it seems like you could just reuse a lot of things. So you could add a lot of detail. Now that I think about that too, maybe that could come in handy for certain types of animations I want to do where I want to have a lot of detail. You know how some people say, like Bruiser, you know, Kentaro Miura, how, you know, 97 was good, the adaptation, and some of the other versions they do are cool. But as far as how much detail with the tone and the cross-hatching and everything of the manga, you know, that would be impossible to do with animation. But looking at, you know, these types of video games where there's a lot of the dithering and, you know, it's kind of interesting to think about, I guess, the strengths of different types of media and how maybe there's a creative way to tell a story, maybe using more of a pixel art. I mean, it'd obviously be different, but come on, let's do this. Nice. I've not been utilizing this that much. Ooh. Cut, man. Ooh, this is good. What do these guys do? They just swarm you. So about an hour and 6 minutes now. to the final boss. Finally made it very impressive. I'll give you credit. Alright, let's do it. Come on. It's the last guy. Yeah, I'm gonna use some special moves. We're almost there. Nice. This guy is going down. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, boy. Nice. But you won't escape me. Oh. There's a second level. Oh, got me. Notice I'm taking damage pretty quickly. Come on. I'm taking the easy way out. Not really using skill so much. Almost there. He's blown up. There you go. This can't be happening! We created you to be superior. We became monsters because of you. Is that it? Or is this the third form? Destroy this. Okay. We did it! Mission completed! Very cool. We all celebrate together. The crew. Now, do we have to escape? Is that the final part? Oh, is it gonna crash on Earth or something? So they're trying to protect the alien planet too, or? Nice. It's pretty. Nice pixel art. I like the way they show the atmospheric perspective when things are further away. They're a little bit more muted and kind of white looking because of their distance, and then things closer to us have more contrast and detail and saturation. I want to learn how to do that a bit better. But you guys did well. To return. Send a shuttle out for you right away. We'll have a cold one waiting for you, a beer. Roger. Photo together. Nice. There we go. Yay! We did it. This is kind of cool, just a fun little game that you could complete in an hour. Very nice. Well, this was fun. That ends the stream. Thank you everybody who watched this. I had no viewers while I was streaming, but for anybody who watches it afterward, thank you very much.